are listening to Nocturnal Frequency Radio, hosted by Steve Jenny and his satanic assistant, Alex Houdini, both of whom can't go into churches without vomiting.
Yeah, full. And we've got Monsieur Williams. How are you, sir?
Hello.
How you doing?
Very good. Thank you for asking.
Are you trying to be Italian?
No,
Who,
no.
me?
No.
I would never try to be Italian. It is more Transylvanian.
Transylvania.
So thanks for popping into Nocturnal Frequency Radio here live on the New Visions Radio Network, and of course simulcasting on our YouTube and Twitch channels. And this evening we have Dr. Demon Gord.
Greetings, everyone. How are you?
What's going on?
Good. Yes, and our good friend from the Secret Vault, Matt Williams, is with us as well.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Yeah. As humble as he may be, thank you for joining us, sir.
I certainly am the secret vault. That's all I can admit to.
Before we get in, because I guess, well, this is the last show of 2024 for us, like scheduled show anyways. We'll be back in the new year, but I guess we figured we'd do a little bit of a Christmas sort of paranormal sort of tie. And I don't know, but I kind of think like some of the most original ghost stories or traditional ghost stories, come out at Christmas time, right? I mean, when you look at it, a lot of movies have been made about these stories. A lot of traditions and myths and everything else kind of come out of a lot of these ghost stories too. And yeah, so what not? Why not? This is the best thing to do, I guess. Why not? But before that, Matt, I wanted to sort of talk a little bit before we get into that about something that we were discussing before, and I don't know if you had a chance to look into it a little bit more. The drone invasion that's going on over there.
Well, if there is really a drone invasion, I mean, there was a lot of sort of people saying that they'd seen lights in the sky. Mm-hmm. And that to me doesn't actually mean drones per se. One guy, I saw an interview with one guy saying that he saw a triangular shaped craft, which, and it was making a lot of noise, apparently. So are we talking about drones? Are we talking about UFOs? What exactly is going on? There's no footage of any of these drones. I don't actually think that the military have really commented on it either. They just say that there may have been incursions. So, they're keeping tight-lipped on it. So most of the reports that are coming in about this stuff are coming in from the public, who are saying that it happened, but the military haven't confirmed it.
Yeah, I mean, excuse me. I know, like, I've watched a few things, and it's all over the board. I mean, there are people saying that, this is some sort of covert sort of thing from the Russians that are awakening some Eastern European cells and getting them to do their bidding, sort of getting intel for them to, UFOs to just, just plain, just the thing is, this thing is, it seems coordinated regardless of what it may be.
Well, there were 4 or 5 days of apparent sort of sightings over east of England air bases, which are connected with nuclear weapons and whatnot, Mildenhall, Lakenheath, and I believe there was one sort of base, is it Feltwell or something like that, Feltwell in Oxfordshire, and but I mean, at the end of the day, flying drones at night isn't going to get you any good camera data. So, you can't see at night very well. And, they might be using FLIR cameras on the drones, but again, the resolution of most FLIR cameras isn't that high. So how useful this is going to be, I don't know. There's been there's over the years, I think people have been overly concerned about drones, and there's been a lot of reports that haven't actually panned out to be anything other than sort of hype and hysteria. So I'm not too sure about this one, to be honest. And they didn't even get footage of the original Gatwick Airport ones, which happened a few years ago. There was just reports of lights in the sky. People were saying they thought they were drones. And on the basis of people thinking they'd seen drones, they shut the airport down. So, yeah.
I like what Frank says.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would aliens or Russians?
Aliens and Russians have to have some time off too, Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's. I don't know what it is. It could be anything. But I found it quite interesting, quite intriguing. Like I think there's a guy on YouTube called the Angry Astronaut, I believe his name is, and he apparently stumbled and got some footage of a drone that was carrying a rather bright LED light underneath it on its belly. And there was, as he was driving up towards a base, I guess the light coming off the drone had been shining down, and it illuminated this dark car that was sitting on the side of the road. And as soon as I guess the car had seen this guy driving up, it decided to start up and take off, so to speak. So, I mean, yeah, anybody could say that, right? I mean,
XCJet, who's a YouTuber, he made a good point. He said, if this was Russians, why would they be putting big lights on their drones so that you knew where they were? If this was meant to be a covert, information gathering exercise, why would you advertise it? And all of these drones appear to have been illuminated, so that would kind of draw that into question. And then, flying them at night, cameras don't work that well. So some people have speculated that it might be an attempt to kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Anger or worry the authorities that Russia might be doing this and might be capable of doing this. But it's kind of like saber rattling, basically. Nothing that, if they wanted to do something pretty serious, they probably could have done it by now if they were going to sort of do damage or kind of send in a weapon or something like that. But, just flying drones over a military base, not all that. It's not all that serious. It's not all that kind of impressive. What are they trying to do? Say like, hey, no, we can fly over your airbase. And it's like,
yeah. I mean, if anything, it's just a nuisance, really.
Yeah, more of a nuisance.
If anything.
Yeah, and I think they're just kind of trying to, if it is the Russians, I mean, they're just trying to kind of saber rattle and say, look what we can do. We've got the power to be able to do this. It's like, yeah, but so was a 10-year-old child with a DJI drone. So.
Or is it a diversion?
Yeah, we're all looking at these Russian drones when if we only look behind us, we'd see the UFO. Perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Intriguing nonetheless, but whatever it is, it's I'm sure. Yeah, there's all sorts of different variations on what these could possibly be, but I don't know. Whatever. So moving along to the whole Christmas aspect of things. Dr. Demon Gorge, you're looking awfully festive there.
Trying to get in the holiday spirit. You know how it is.
He's trying not to get possessed by demons.
Well, I didn't want to have the same haircut as the rest of you.
Yeah, that's true.
He wanted to stand out. He wanted to look different. Yeah.
Fair enough. Oh,
no.
well,
Put
same
the hat back on, please. Put it back on.
Too late. I threw it away. It's over. It's over, man.
Well, four Christmas gammons. What more could you
Yeah.
want?
Exactly.
In the holiday spirit.
Exactly.
I see we all visit the same barber.
Yeah.
It's a
I-
mobile truck barber. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And he's willing to travel overseas, apparently.
Yeah.
I think our barbers became bankrupt, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah. Business dried up.
Yep.
Yeah. The Gillette company did pretty well out of us, so I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So anyways, Christmas, as I was saying, it just seems like Christmas. It's had its fair share over the history of it, obviously, and as long as we've been celebrating Christmas, and whoever celebrates Christmas, whatever, but not just Christmas. But I mean, this time of the year just seems to be a time that kind of brings out a lot of ghost stories, a lot of stories, and I mean, why would you think that is? I mean, why Christmas of all holidays? Why would ghost stories sort of be a a popular thing? Why not? Obviously we talked about Halloween as around the fall and all that kind of stuff, but why Christmas seems to be even more littered with classic ghost tales.
Well, I thought about this today. Let's face it, the whole basis for Christmas is to spend time with your family and loved ones. And it's often, when people pass away, that's the time that they're really going to think about them. So, like if anything unusual happens, oh, that's Aunt Gladys showing us that she's still here. Or look at, well, they're not so much around anymore, but look at those orbs over the Christmas table dinner. That's mom trying to get in with it. It's that whole trying to remember your family, and you just want to make sure that they're still included. I don't think it's a negative connotation. I think it's a positive thing that our lost ones are still with us on this festive holiday.
Plus,
Yeah.
I mean, we get together with family. Some people don't get together with family until this time of year, depending on how far away they are from each other, right? So this is the one time they get together, and they, before the advent of smartphones and the internet, this is the only way they seem to be passing time, telling stories. A better way to tell stories around Christmas Yule log than old scary stories.
Yeah. Bah humbug. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Bah humbug. What about you, Matt?
Well, I just think about the sort of is it German or certainly sort of like north stories about the Krampus, which is supposed to be the opposite of Father Christmas, whereas Father Christmas is the good of Christmas, whereas Krampus is the bad of Christmas. And I think he would come after bad children and take them away or punish them. So yeah.
It's a lovely connotation of control. You better be good or else you're not going to get any toys.
Yeah.
Or
not battery operated ones.
Oh,
that's only if you're good. If you're not good, no batteries.
No batteries. Yeah, hide the batteries.
Batteries not included.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones you have to wind.
Hey, ram it.
Plug it into the USB, charge it for 24 hours.
Hey, Mortalis, how are you? Yes. A Christmas Carol, exactly. That's a classic tale. A classic tale. This time of the year,
Mortis is in the house.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, no, Mortis.
A Christmas Carol is a classic. I mean, when I think of this time of the year, that's probably one of the. No matter how old it is, there's just something about that tale that reading it or even watching the original A Christmas Carol is just so I don't want to say spooky, but eerie. That this is a possibility. Humanity, this is a possibility. and obviously a tale of wealth and greed, and all of a sudden, hey, something, kind of makes you start thinking differently. So I don't know. What do you think, in terms of the the wealth? Obviously, you've got your, upper class, your middle class, and your lower class. But I mean, literally, there's no middle class anymore. That's like pretty much dissolved. But I mean, how can a tale like that sort of fit in with today's society? How can it really, like, it pretty much couldn't it? Still,
Which one again?
Well, I think
a
kids.
Christmas Carol.
A Christmas Carol. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a fictional story, obviously, but
Yeah.
it's allegorical. That if children aren't good, then bad things are going to happen to them. So it's maybe a way of controlling children more than adults, I think. And it's and the thing with the Krampus as well. It's kind of like, if you don't behave, the Krampus will come and take you to hell. And just happens to be sort of like a goat, sort of cloven hoof monster beast type thing with horns, and sort of kids getting out of hand at Christmas. It was maybe more of a control mechanism for children, perhaps.
That's what I feel like most of these stories are about, really. to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Control.
Having a 3-year-old now, I can attest to that. If I could scare the shit out of her to keep her calm, why not, man?
It's funny how quickly things turn around, Alex.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, unrelated, but the Muppets Christmas. Yeah, that was actually really cool. I have not seen that in years, man. The Muppets Christmas Carol, the version that's actually really cool. Oh my God, talk about wow. That but me around Christmas always, I don't know what it was or what it is and why, but I always found myself diving into books about demons and fallen angels.
That is totally Christmas right there.
Like, I don't know what it is, but that
That's
You
up
know?
that's up Dr. Demon Gord's alley right there,
Yeah.
man.
Merry Christmas. Here's your new demon. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We thought you were lacking in the friend department, so here you go.
Yeah, here's your own demon and some
Yeah.
books on fallen angels where they interviewed all the angels that were thrown out of heaven, because that's what happened, right?
more or less.
You
Yeah,
scratch
that's
my
what I
back, I scratch your sort of thing,
Yeah.
right?
All right, we're gonna throw you out. Okay, hold on. I gotta take your name, your info, turn ons, turn offs. Oh, and the priest will need to know this. How do we defeat you? Okay, thanks. Off you go. Next.
Oh God, it's
Turn on scored, really?
Well,
Last
you
thing I
never
want to
know.
hear about is a fucking demon with a heart on.
Well, they could distract
Oh.
you.
Is
They're
it-
coming right for you. You hold up a cucumber.
There's enough
Ooh.
horniness going around with demons. Don't
There's
need another
porn,
one.
porn on everything.
no
you know what I
pun
mean?
intended. No pun
Yeah, exactly.
intended.
No,
Right?
no, pun very intended.
Oh, pun very intended. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. But it again, like, I like how you're, the sarcasm really kicks in there, Gord, with the that's really Christmas. But honestly, when you think about it, I don't know about you guys, but to me, Christmas seems evil. It really does, all around. Especially now, how commercial it is. It just seems so evil.
That's the evilness in humans, though. That's not anything
Absolutely,
to do with the actual.
right there.
Yeah, but humans are notorious for turning everything to shit.
Oh well, sure.
So I mean, it's inevitable, like anything else. Like
Such
if
an optimistic
I am,
person.
I'm actually in a good mood today.
Yeah.
Imagine if I wasn't. Yeah.
He's in a good mood because he's drinking water.
Wait a minute. Who are you? Where's Alex?
Yeah, like I was telling Steve earlier, I got drunk earlier, so
Oh, good. Got to water that
He
down.
was he was
Yeah.
in the festive merry situation earlier. Hey Kevin, how are you?
It's Crumpus Kevin.
Crumpus in the Crumpus in the house.
Well, I was thinking
Yeah.
about this when you proposed the topic of Christmas and the paranormal.
Mm.
Santa Claus, the character herself, is pretty paranormal when you stop back and think about it.
Well, yeah.
You know, the kids have to go to bed or he won't show up. If he shows up, bad things will happen if you see him.
Yep.
He
Yes.
can just
I was going to say the
mysteriously-
same thing.
He can mysteriously get in and out of your house without going
Mhm.
through the door and then just vanishes into the night. That doesn't really sound like a human when you sit and think about it.
It's not.
Christmas spirit.
Well, and how do you still put out those milk and cookies, Gord?
Well, I put them out. They don't last much longer
I was
after that.
they probably don't make it till like 10 o'clock.
I put them out right into my belly. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, next time, put the cookie on top of your crotch and see how fast Santa comes.
Oh my god!
I know one of us might.
What?
Cookie!
Okay, here you go. What movie or what movies do you find yourself watching in and around Christmas, Matt?
Oh, these days, because I don't have a telly, I would pick what movies I would watch. Whereas, the TV companies tend to sort of push, sort of the same sort of movies. Like you might get The Sound of Music and things like that. Which are kind of very nicey movies. They don't seem to push like horror movies. They push like family friendly, sort of. Big blockbuster action sort of movies and things like that, sort of. But yeah, I mean, they don't push anything dark or nasty, I don't think, at Christmas. So that side of it isn't promoted. But there's certainly kind of like an element of what Dr. Gord was saying about children being frightened, into thinking that something's going to come in the middle of the night. I can remember when I was a kid. And I still kind of, believed in that sort of stuff. I can remember being quite frightened at the concept of, well, something's coming, and I have to behave, otherwise I won't get the presents. So I have to be really good, and I have to go to sleep. Which, of course, then makes you think, like, as a child, well, how can I get to sleep when I know something's coming? So it's kind of a defeating, thing, and. As a kid, you're kind of very inquisitive as well. So you want to see Father Christmas if he comes, but if you do, that you'll be doing the wrong thing. So therefore, it's kind of like it sets up the kind of that wheel of,
vicious cycle.
Yeah, it puts kids in an odd state, and I think there's no other time of year when you feel like. You have to kind of pass this test, as it were, and that test is thrown out like as a gauntlet. Like you have to be good, and you have to go to bed. And if you hear anything or see anything, you lose. So it's almost like kind of if you hear anything, keep your eyes closed and pretend like you're not looking, and all this kind of stuff. And I think that's kind of frightening to children in a way. But yeah.
What about you, Gord? What movies do you kind of?
Well, I have a brand new favorite Christmas movie.
I know, terrifying with
this
me.
year. But I also like the Krampus movie, and I'm gonna sit down and watch the Silent Night, Deadly Night series this Christmas.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's a killer Santa Claus. I'm down with that. Oh, and Jack Frost. Jack Frost is always a fun Christmas movie. Not that sappy one with Michael Keaton, but the serial killing snowman. That's much better.
Yeah. Nice.
I think the Grinch has become quite popular in recent years, isn't it? As a kind of a Christmas movie, The Grinch. But
there's always time for your classics, your Rudolph, your Frosty, your Charlie Brown, your Garfield. There's always time for all those.
Charlie Brown Christmases. Yeah, Charlie Brown Christmas. You know what? I like Charlie Brown Christmas. But
Exactly.
I prefer the Great Pumpkin Patch though. Sorry. Just
Yeah. But that kind of got Linus in trouble, you know, like
when isn't Linus in trouble? I think he's
try,
probably.
man.
I think he's in more. He gets more trouble than Charlie Brown does. Charlie
He
Brown
just
is just—he's always in trouble.
he just wanted to show her his great pumpkin. I don't know what's going on there. What's the problem?
Exactly, Sue. Fear and anxiety. Because I mean, let's face it. Christmas, there is a lot of fear. There is a lot of anxiety. Because I mean, when you think about society, and you think about what comes after Christmas, the new year, things kind of slow down. You spent all your money on Christmas gifts and blah 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 and all this kind of stuff, and then things start to kick in. Reality starts to kick in for some odd reason after Christmas, after New Year's, after the celebration is over and done with. You're like sitting there and you're like, "Oh, now I gotta clean the fucking mess up."
Yeah. Well, there's nothing else going on after Christmas.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah. The reality of another year. Oh my God, I'm going to be another year older.
Yeah.
Closer to death.
And on that note,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that just made
let's
the
talk
year
about
so
the
much
paranormal.
warmer.
If I die, I'm gonna haunt your asses.
Okay, but if you see something you don't want to see, that's on you, not on me.
Yeah.
I'll send Crumpus your way, buddy.
Giddy up.
Matt, Christmas, like I'm pretty sure it's pretty much the same over there, Christmas wise. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Well, we don't have many strange traditions in England to do with Christmas, but I mean there is one in Wales
Yeah.
called Mary Lloyd, which is this sort of creature which is created with like a horse's head.
Mhm.
And they would take it around, in ceremonies and things like that, and it would sort of come at you and sort of chuck, like snapping its teeth at you, And if you were naughty, you would get taken away by the Mary Lloyd, So and I think there was a tradition where they would go around people's houses and sort of like knock on the door and you'd open it and there would be this horse's head there, like, sort of snapping its teeth at you, and it was kind of like to scare the kids.
Yeah.
So a Christmas tradition, but that one, that one's quite a peculiar one. I don't know whether they do it anymore, but I as a child remember hearing people saying, if you're not good at Christmas, Mary Lloyd will come and get you. So it was
That's insane.
I was like our version of Krampus in Wales.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That is so cool. I hear it was just like literally just that, if you're bad, you're gonna get a lump of coal.
Yeah. And we pronounced it Mary Lloyd, but it's written down as Mary Lloyd. Yeah. But it's Mary Lloyd, we used to call it. Yeah. Mm.
Wow. That is so cool. Never knew that. That's really cool. That is really cool. I mean, Gordon, when you were a kid, I mean, you've got a Scottish background.
Yeah, but we didn't have a lot of the Scottish traditions continued. It was basically your North American get up early, open your presents, zip zip, away we go. The only thing that was Scottish is I got my Oor William the Bruins every year. Fantastic. Yeah, other than that, we didn't really have a lot of traditions.
Get the haggis and blood pudding out.
Come on now. Sausage and black pudding. It's great. It's just great. It's fantastic.
What about in Italy, Alex? Christmas. Do you remember much about when you were a kid? Because you're pretty young when you came here, though.
Yeah, I was pretty young. Like there wasn't that much tradition that I could remember or even bother recalling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your parents didn't really bring too much over. No.
I lead a boring life.
Well, I mean, we already know that, but I figured we get squeeze something extra out of you for crying out loud. Like,
sorry.
But okay, so when you were a kid, how was Christmas? You guys celebrated Christmas?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, how was it when you were a kid? Did you know?
Are you
what
talking
was the-
about in Italy or here?
No, here when you were a kid.
Well, we basically did the traditions that they had over here,
Yeah.
right? In Italy, it's
You
kind
went
of
in. You went into a barn. You prayed for Mary and Joseph. And,
yeah, Mary Joseph,
Well,
Jesus,
well,
Mary
well.
Joseph. Uh, yeah, it's like no, I mean it was just like I said, there isn't that many like it's hard to explain. There are aspects in Italy that are different, obviously, but I don't know them well enough to speak on it. So when we moved to Canada when I was 8 years old, I didn't really know too many of the traditions in Italy. I just sort of went along with whatever was here, right? And that was it. My parents didn't care either way. All they had to do was fork up some money to get me some gifts, which happened rarely. So it's
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean, okay, so when you were a kid, what was the one toy that you always wanted you never got?
Oh fuck. I don't know. Big vibrator? I don't know.
Big
Come on, you got that eventually.
Oh yeah.
It's right here.
You'd be really pissed off at Christmas if you didn't get your batteries for that one.
Well,
yeah, batteries not included. Come on, there's a good movie. Batteries not included.
Yeah.
Sure. Hey, that was a good movie.
Mm.
What about you, Matt? When you were a kid, like, do you remember a gift that you always wanted that?
There wasn't much I didn't get, to be honest. I was a bit spoiled. I got everything I ever asked for. Yeah. So can't complain. Although the one thing that used to put me off Christmas and birthdays was arguments.
Oh yeah.
Family arguments.
Yeah.
Oh, I just feel like, right, okay, how long is it gonna take for Christmas to get spoiled? I always used to say that, and like, oh, we're like 30 minutes into after unpacking the presents, and like somebody is causing crap. Yeah, we won't say who, but yeah.
What about you, Gord?
Mine was the same as Matt. Like I never really asked for much. I was asking for music most of the time, records and then cassettes. So I generally got at least one or two of everything I wanted every year.
Is it cassettes or 8-tracks?
No, by the time I started, the 8-tracks were on its way out.
Oh, fuck.
It was the vinyl records and then the cassettes and then the CDs, and it's a never-ending cycle.
I used to love 8-track.
I made a death metal one. It was fantastic.
I still have the Star Wars 8-track.
Nice, right on.
The actual Star Wars score, the orchestrated score on, and it's cool. The 8-track is blue, and you got the Star Wars, the poster with. Wow, I can't believe I still have that.
That's awesome. Good for you.
What
about you, Steve? What's that? Did you not get something at Christmas?
Do you remember years ago there was a toy called Hugo, the Man of 1,000 Faces? Do you remember that?
No.
And literally you could literally you could make his face up 1,000 different ways. Like, eyebrows, mustaches. Like let me see if I can find it. Hold on.
Can he find it?
So go on then, Alex. What did you get? Did you not get a present that you wanted one year?
That was pretty much every year.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I pretty much got.
I got shit I didn't want, like fucking sweaters and socks and shit like that.
I think everyone gets that sort of crap.
That's that's all I got. I didn't get any fucking toys.
Oh.
See, as a kid, I was all like, damn it, socks and underwear. Now I'm an adult. Yes, socks and underwear.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's like, yes, fuck. It's about I can put the ones with holes in the garbage.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
They always used to give us a sock that we would hang on the, sort of the mantelpiece or the fireplace. and that thing would be just full of like shit, like apples and oranges and nuts, and I'm like, oh, really? I just want chocolates, and why are we giving me like nuts and an orange? Ugh.
Yeah, I get it. I had that too. An apple, an orange, always, every year at the bottom of the
I mean,
stocking.
like,
Apple, orange.
Why are they giving you things that you can just get access to normally any time of the week you want?
Not once did I say, you know what I really want from Santa? An orange. An apple to wash it down with. Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah.
All the kids are doing it.
Oh, everyone's going to be jealous at school when I tell them I had an orange. Like,
yeah, look at the size of my orange. It's bigger than yours.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I found. Well, it's not a commercial. I was trying to find a commercial, but here's what he looks like, anyways. And I'll just.
And interesting, Alex. I didn't know you lived in Italy up to age 8. So you speak Italian still?
Enough.
You know Italian? Yeah.
He's a little rusty.
Yeah, a little rusty. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't speak it on a regular basis. That's why.
Yeah.
There's Hugo.
Oh, so it's a baby Alex.
Yeah, baby Alex.
There we go. Shit.
It's like he's dressed as like a forerunner to Freddy Krueger or something, isn't it? But, yeah.
It's a creepy fucking toy, man. Let's see. Hold on.
Prepare to
There's
fast forward.
the
Fast forwarding,
box.
sir.
Man of 1,000 faces. It's like, yeah, you can put things on him that will make him look different. Glasses, hair, a mustache.
Who is that masked man?
Yeah.
Hugo, the man of 1,000 faces. Oh, okay. That's not very. That wasn't a good representation of it, but yeah, it was. I don't know. The thought of being stealthy, I guess. I don't know. But of course, and then it's Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars was pretty big when I was a kid, right? Obviously, the original Star Wars.
I had
maybe
Transformers going on.
I was just thinking maybe that Hugo was released by the CIA looking for sort of young recruits, get them into kind of disguising themselves.
You know what he kind of looked like? He kind of looked like Peter Cushing.
Yeah, kind of,
yeah. The man of 1,000 faces, Peter Cushing. Starring Peter Cushing.
No, I want to play a song so bad that I don't want to get dinged for the copyright infringement, though.
What is it?
Let me play a snippet of it. Hold on. I have to do it from my phone.
"'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the boat, not a creature was stirring, not even the goat. Shut up, goat! The stockings were hung on the high galley shelf, near where Pasty Jamie was playing with himself. Hello!
Well, now.
I'm not going to play anymore just in case, but Gord, I sent it to you on...
yeah, I will check it out later.
It's hilarious.
Hold on, what's this here?
That was Biggs and Bard. You know who
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah.
Biggs
radio show hosts here.
Our family has a tradition of Bucks Fizz and pork pie for Christmas breakfast. Bucks Fizz? What the hell is Bucks Fizz?
Maybe you missed
that is a form of champagne, isn't it? It's a light champagne, Bucks Fizz.
For breakfast?
It might be champagne mixed with lemonade or something like that. It's
Wow.
Pork pie. Pork pie.
I thought maybe you misspelled it and wanted to say Bucks Jizz.
Quite the Christmas beverage, yes.
They do if you grab them down there. Yeah.
Yeah, Fridays. We just had Mr. Potato Head. Yeah, that was a classic. Everybody had Mr. Potato Head, I think. Gord, did you have Mr. Potato Head?
I eventually did, yeah. Don't
You
you?
eventually did.
Eventually.
you sound like I didn't ask for
Hey,
it, but I got it
the
anyway.
good thing is that now we all look like Mr. Potato Head.
This is very true.
Yeah.
Just swap
Uh,
the parts. It's all
Yeah.
good.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the problem. We can't just stick something in a fucking hole.
Yeah. Oh, careful. Careful.
Moving on.
Depends on which hole you're talking about.
Exactly.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
We're talking about Mr. Potato Head, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
So what's another tradition that you guys remember when you were kids with Christmas?
It all seems to center around the Christmas meal, which
Yeah.
the parents would complain is like, this is taking an awful lot of effort. And, sort of like, because they had to get the turkey sorted out and then,
Matt,
sort of like,
you almost sounded like Sean Connery there.
oh, right. Okay. I can't believe the amount of trouble this is taking.
Yeah. But it's true though. I mean, yeah, exactly. Opening one present on Christmas Eve. I know a lot of people are like that. Yeah, well, let
We
you
opened
open
our
one
present. We opened
present.
all our presents on Christmas Eve.
Did you?
Yeah.
We always waited till Christmas Day, like the first thing in the morning. Because I mean, hey, Santa Claus, come on.
Yeah, I had that too. Early morning, Christmas Day, never Christmas Eve, ever. You just had to look at the boxes and know that one of them was for you. Now go to bed, son of a bitch.
Then you're like, okay, I thought I'd have more presents.
Mm.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like a lot of presents.
Then you go to bed and you all of a sudden you're a mathematician. You're like, okay, the dimensions of that box do not equate to what I want. I bet I didn't get what I wanted. It's the
Yeah.
wrong shape.
And then you go to bed, you look under the tree before you go to bed, and you're like, there's not much there. Damn. Then you wake up and then all of a sudden there's like these big ass fucking gifts. What? Where did these come from?
Yeah, hold on a second.
Santa Claus, or was it Krampus? No, it definitely wasn't Krampus.
Yeah, what happened there?
I'm just reading about sort of a European tradition of Hans Trap, which is a scarecrow.
Ooh.
Yeah, a scarecrow that would chase through the fields looking for children. And this man Trap, apparently he deals with the devil to make money, and he was excommunicated from the church and then somehow became a scarecrow. And then scarecrow, yes, and he slices up children and eats them before being struck by a lightning bolt from God. Yeah.
So far, Krampus is winning in our poll, 69-31 over Santa Claus. So what's that tell about our viewership? You like the evils of Christmas, do you not?
Evil!
Honestly, Christmas would be so much better if it was evil.
I'd watch that. Yeah.
Christmas Evil?
Yeah. Would definitely watch that.
There's a good Christmas movie. You know movie, I don't know why I ever watched it, but I don't know. I'd watch it. And it's actually really cool. A Christmas Story.
Yes, it really is.
That's such a classic movie. Have you ever seen it, Matt?
Sorry, I was reading on a webpage. Which movie are you on about? Yeah, sorry, I'm miles away. Yeah,
a Christmas Story.
Yeah, don't remind me the storyline.
Oh man, it's such an awkward fucking storyline too. It's just this kid that just now how's the best way to explain this storyline?
He wants a BB gun for Christmas. But
Yeah, he wants a BB.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know what? He hold on. It's literally because it's based on, like, I got to bring this up because it's based on it's on a personal experience, and that's what it is. Darren McGavin's in it, which is pretty cool. But literally, it's wintry exploits of a youngster, Ralphie Parker, who spends most of his time dodging a bully and dreaming of his ideal Christmas gift, a Red Ryder air rifle. Right? Excuse me. And literally, the whole thing is him dodging the bully. I mean, they really center on him dodging the bully.
Mm.
And I think one of the key parts of the movie is when the kid sticks his fucking tongue on the fucking frozen pole.
Yes.
And he's stuck to the pole. I think that's classic. Oh,
I
my
actually
God.
went to school with 2 kids that are in that movie. That's my claim to fame right there.
Really?
Yeah, they were no one. They were just extras in the background, but yeah,
Yeah.
they were in my class.
Well, Bob Clark, I know, shot a lot of movies up here. He shot a lot of movies up here. Black Christmas is shot up here in Montreal.
Right.
You know, another classic movie from him. And you know, I don't know. Do many consider that a Christmas movie? I think it's a good Christmas movie.
Black Christmas? Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely a Christmas movie.
Another one that I find because it's that time of the year, really in the movie is The Changeling.
Really?
Yeah, George C. Scott.
I love the movie, but Christmas?
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to watch that again.
because it's in the winter. It's in the winter when his family perishes. His wife and child are killed in the car accident
Right.
around Christmas.
What do you know?
It's really creepy flick.
Then there's Terrifier 3, just throwing that out there.
Yeah, Terrifier 3. Well, that's being released
Christmas
on the
Eve.
16th
What do you mean?
on Blu-ray and 4K.
Oh, great.
And it's being re-released again on Christmas.
Yeah, that's the one I saw, that it was going back to theaters.
Yeah, going back to theaters.
I've actually thought about it, not gonna lie.
What, going to check it out?
Again, yes.
Good Christmas movie. Hey, why not?
That's right.
Good Christmas movie. Okay, so let's see here.
I'm just reading on the internet that apparently baubles on Christmas trees were created to deter witches. They
Wait,
come
what?
from, come from Europe and England, pass them across to America. But they used to be called Yule balls or fairy balls, and they were supposed to entrap evil spirits. And yeah, that's why you hang them on the tree to kind of like trap the soul of the evil spirit.
Interesting, because I mean that's and you look again. You look at a lot of a lot of these traditions again, because marred with religious, modern day religions, they still have the pagan sort of connotations, like the undertones. Christmas is another one. That if you look far back enough, you start to see the real reasoning, and as you put the Christmas bulbs, which is really neat, right? I mean, hey, who would ever thought? Most people don't think of that stuff, but I mean, they not only take over a sort of hey, look at, well, we're going to abolish paganism, but this at the same time we're going to kind of bring into the fold some of their traditions and modify them. Okay. T-Cam videos, how are ya? Beware of bearer of false gifts. Yeah, Santa Claus. Yeah, Satan Claus. Sorry. Yeah, bearer of false gifts. Is that true, Dr. Demon Gord?
Well, it could be, the demonic Christmas presents. You got to watch out for those.
And what exactly is a demonic Christmas present?
Well, misbehave and you'll find out.
If that's the case, Steve would have found out years ago.
Yeah,
This is true.
good. Misbehaving. Holy crap.
Misbehaving is his middle name.
Yeah. Satan Claus. I like that. It works perfect.
That's what this
Anagrams.
new Jack Black movie is supposed to be about.
What?
That a kid goes to write a letter to Santa, but he spells it Satan, and then Jack Black shows up and has to grant him 3 wishes. I haven't watched it yet,
Oh,
but I've been
God.
hearing some good things about it.
Jack Black's supposed to be Satan?
Yes.
I don't know. Would he? Does he? Do you think? Oh my God! Would he make a good Satan? I don't know. That whole debacle. If you ask me, talking about him and doing the whole fucking Ozzy being inducted into the Hall of Fame. That was a joke.
Yeah, he gets a little hyper sometimes.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Just a little. Never. Fuck. Oh God. That was too much, but whatever. Yeah, Satan Claus. That sounds dumb. I'm sorry. Gremlins was cool.
Yeah, Gremlins was
Christmas.
basically Christmas. Yeah.
Christmas movie. Okay, fuck. Let's clear the air on this one. Die Hard. Is it a Christmas movie?
Who the fuck cares?
But is it? Yes or no?
No.
I mean, it takes place at Christmas.
Yeah.
So it fits the criteria.
But are you going to sit down on Christmas at Christmas and watch it?
I don't remember the last time I watched it, period.
Exactly.
But every year I see the debate. I'm like, well, I get it. It takes place at Christmas. We just used that argument for the Changeling.
Oh, wait. Hey, we've got a debate going on in the chat. No. Die Hard is the Christmas movie. Nope. Die Hard. Yes. Everybody's like back and forth.
I think that would have been a better poll.
We need to take another poll here.
Yeah, I think we need to take another poll. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's change silver. So Krampus wins. Krampus narrow win on the last one.
All right.
Santa Claus made a little bit of a comeback, but couldn't do it. It was a 52 to 47%.
Now, had you said Krampus is Satan Claus, that might have been different.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows, right? Maybe.
Just maybe.
Let's see the new poll for the second hour.
Oh, this should be good.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
I'm just reading about a thing called the Yule cat, which is from Iceland. It's a gigantic cat that used to prowl around the villages, looking in through the windows to see where the children had received new clothes on Christmas. And if they didn't have new clothes, the cat would come in, eat your Christmas dinner, and then devour the children.
I fail to see the dilemma with this.
Well, the weird thing is, because I see what you mean. Yeah, you get rid of a problem in the children. Yeah, but it actually stems from the fact that families used to wool produce, and if the children hadn't been involved in helping to make the clothes because they didn't have the clothes, then they would be devoured. So it was a way to kind of make children take part in, making the clothes on the build up to Christmas. So, or the cat will eat you. If you haven't made your clothes, the cat's going to come and eat you.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. It's a weird one, isn't it? Yeah.
The Critters Christmas special. Santa better watch out and better be good. Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, we're gonna take our halfway break here on the New Visions Radio Network. We'll be right back. And again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in on the New Visions Radio Network and watching us here on YouTube and Twitch. If you're watching on Twitch as well, thank you for watching us there. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. More with these crazy cats and more. I think that's is that proper? Crazy cats? We'll be right back. You're watching and listening to Nocturnal Frequency Radio.
Good evening. I'm Richard Palmisano, the founder of the Searcher Group. It's a paranormal company, the oldest in Canada. I founded in 1979, which not only makes me old, but makes me doing paranormal research and field work for just under 45 years now. I am also an author, researcher, and lecturer on the paranormal. I've written 6 books now. And I really enjoy coming on with Steve and Alex on Nocturnal Frequency Radio, as well as listening to the shows, because there's a lot of interesting guests there. I like it, looking at this stuff, because it opens your mind to other options and other alternative thoughts. And, there's always time to learn new things. So I hope you join us and come and see Nocturnal Frequency Radio. Thank you.
So let me ask you, what makes for good radio?
My 5 favorite songs all day long.
Play it again.
No.
As many commercials as physically possible.
What? No, why would that be good?
Great music, great talk shows, no commercials.
Precisely. New Visions Radio gives you no commercials, no nonsense, just the best new music and the best talk all day long, 24/7, 365. NewVisionsRadio.com.
Hey guys, Kristen here, host of the Paranormal Girl podcast, a bingeable exploration and deep dive education about the paranormal for the skeptical believer. Some of my past season topics have included shadow people, Mandela effect, demons, and UFOs. Currently, I am tackling Bigfoot. I have been sharing this journey with my audience since early 2021, and I have learned a lot these last few years. It's truly a mysterious world out there beyond our perceptions, and reality is just not what it seems. I have also, since the start, met some awesome folks like Alex and Steve, and I've really enjoyed watching and learning from them and also joining them on their show. Their guests are always outstanding, their listeners are just the coolest, and these hosts are some of my favorite people. I recommend their show to anyone looking for an intelligent and fun conversation about the paranormal amongst friends. So join me on my investigation, join Steve and Alex on theirs, and enjoy. Now back to the show. You are watching Nocturnal Frequency Radio.
And that you are listening and watching if you're on the New Visions Radio Network. Thank you for joining us this evening. And again, here on YouTube. I want to thank Dr. Demon Gordon again, our good friend Matt Williams of the Secret Vault. Thank you guys for joining us and talking about, I don't know, some weird shit. Some weird. Just
Weird.
What's the oddest Christmas tradition that you can even think of?
Yeah, no, got nothing. Well, let's face it, most of the time as adults, we're working our ass off in the month of December. We're scrambling to get everything ready for our family. We're not really thinking about the minute details of traditions and details such as that and legends. We're just concentrating on, we got to get this done, and we got to get this done before the 25th.
That's what you got?
That's the best thing.
I'm just kidding.
That's a story he's sticking to, man.
He's sticking to it, man.
So what do you guys? Okay, so let's take this to the culinary arts. What do you guys have for Christmas? Like, what's your traditional meal?
Pizza.
Pizza, nice.
No, I'm just kidding. I just figured that would raise an eyebrow with you. I don't know.
You're gonna laugh at mine.
Oh, we're ready.
No,
well, you guys first.
Gord?
I don't. Whatever's on the menu.
Yeah, whatever's
I'm not
on
this
the
voluptuous because I'm picky. I try to at least have ham, though.
Barbecue, yes, barbecue.
What about you, Steve?
Filet mignon. Filet mignon.
You have filet mignon?
Oh, filet mignon.
Interesting.
Filet mignon.
Well, traditionally, because I live on my own now, so I don't tend to do anything special for Christmas. But traditionally, it would always have to be turkey. You have to have a turkey.
Turkey,
and you'd have like what would be a normal roast meal. Which would be sort of your Brussels sprouts and your cabbage and all that sort of stuff. But I think it is what you get afterwards, which you wouldn't have at any other time of the year, which would be mince pies, which don't contain any meat. But they used to contain meat years ago, but they contain fruits now. But and then you might have some Christmas pudding, I think they used to call it, which would be something which would be served with like a custard or a cream. And I think the cream used to have brandy in it, which is, something that you wouldn't really have at any other time of the year. Is like things with liqueur or, it was acceptable to kind of give that to children at Christmas, which you wouldn't do at any other time of the year, unless you're one of these families that gave kids a bit of wine or something. But that was about the only time that I ever had anything that was alcohol related would be at Christmas.
I'll leave it to Frank. A chronic wind.
Yeah. And I mean, you probably had this too. I don't know whether they do it anymore, but you would actually have chocolates, which would be on the tree, and they would contain alcohol as well. You'd actually have like a liquid alcohol inside the treats, but it's something that they only do at Christmas. So maybe alcohol is, traditionally something that would be more readily available to children at Christmas.
This will calm them down.
Yeah.
Those chocolates with the liqueurs in them.
Yep,
those are always cool.
Yeah.
Turkey's a given. Put anybody to sleep. Put them to sleep. Give them a turkey dinner, man.
That's true. It's the turkey coma when you're done.
Yeah. What is it? Trichinosis, whatever the hell it is. Tryptophan or whatever.
Tryptophan.
Yeah. But yeah, it's turkey dinners. That's a given. I mean, and I've had turkey dinners. Roast beef dinner is another one that seems to get in there as well, with the classic Yorkies with some gravy. Yorkie puddings are so delicious. The smell of Satan from everyone's behind. Yeah. Brimstone, right?
Fire and brimstone, yeah.
Yeah. It's a stuffing, right? It's the stuffing. The magic's in the stuffing. So looking at again with Christmas and the whole thought of ghosts and the spiritual sort of aspect of Christmas, because I mean it's a huge thing with Christmas. Again, leading into the way everyone kind of looks at the paranormal as a whole, from the sort of the traditional spiritual religious sort of undertones that are so heavy with the way we look at the paranormal, and again I could see why the Christmas is such a huge influence on the way just the paranormal as a whole. But getting away from that sort of traditional sort of angle of the paranormal, I guess this is throwing this out there, but do you think that we would, getting sort of stripping our minds of that sort of, um, burden, if you will, of the way that we've been kind of what we've looked at the paranormal. Do you think that we would further our understanding of the paranormal? Do you think we'd understand it if we stripped away the traditional values of it and sort of thought outside that box that we've been trapped in for so long?
I don't know if it boils down to traditions interfering. I hold steadfast that I think the reason there's such an increase in Christmas is because of the family values and connotations. Like in general, yes, not every family is the same, but in general, Christmas is a joyous occasion. Yep, there's always that one drunk bastard uncle that's got to ruin everything, but you know what I mean.
Yep.
For the most part, it's all about family. You're thinking about family, both the family you're with and family that couldn't be there. So you're not really concentrating on what's happening in the background when these little odd, perhaps paranormal incidents happen. But you're not as hard pressed. You just immediately brush it off. So I think to go with what you're thinking, maybe a more focused approach that perhaps if something paranormal happens, maybe take that extra step to try to figure out what happened. Because for the most part, they're just going to go, oh, it's Aunt Gladys by the potato salad and move on. They're just going to brush it off because it's family time. Right? They don't want to think that perhaps, there's an evil entity, etc. Insert typical ghost descriptions here. It's always, I don't really hear many tales of demons outside of if you kids get out of bed, something bad will happen. For the most part, it's always centered around family and good natured vibes when I hear the paranormal tales at Christmas.
And by the way, we're at a deadlock on the poll. 50-50. 50-50.
Yeah, Christmas is sort of that period of time when you've got the least amount of light. So in terms of the four seasons, you've got that area of the winter when light is gone, and ancient people used to consider that as like the death of the sun. And then after that point, which was at Christmas, then the sun would kind of start coming out more, so it would be like the rebirth of the sun. And then kind of so winter time and especially Christmas time was that crossover period where life and the sun was dying, and then it would have to be reborn. So I suppose it's kind of a festive period to kind of celebrate the rebirth, really, after the death.
Ain't you seen Scrooged? I like that. Yeah, I've seen Scrooged.
Let me tell you something about Scrooged. And you're gonna laugh, but I'm okay with this.
Never gonna laugh.
Scrooge traumatized me for the rest of my life.
Why?
I don't ever want to be cremated.
Okay.
That scene at the end where they think Bill Murray's dead and they're going to cremate him, but he's not dead and he's alive. And you can see the coffin burning with him in it. Freaked me the hell out. Since that movie, don't ever cremate me. Don't burn me. Don't nothing. Do not throw me in a hole. Put me in a garbage bag. I don't care. Do not cremate me. That just tripped me right out.
Here we go. Yeah, exactly. Things like kissing under the mistletoe, caroling Reese, pagan holiday. Exactly. I mean that the whole mistletoe backstory is an intriguing one as well. When you look into the backstory of the mistletoe, I mean that's interesting. In ancient Rome, December 25th was a celebration of the unconquered sun, making the return of longer days. Yeah. Let's see.
Here's one from Italy for you, Mr. Rondini. It's La Befana.
Yep.
Known as. Have you heard of that one?
Yeah.
Yep. But that's that happens after Christmas, like January 5th and whatnot.
Right. Yeah.
It's
The
not really
Epiphany
around Christmas,
Eve.
yeah.
Yeah. And what did you remember about that then? I'm reading it here, but if you want to sort of
Yeah, but it's the craziest thing because it's apparently a witch who brings you gifts.
yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, a witch that
A
brings you
witch.
gifts. Yeah,
It's a good witch. It is.
it is a good witch.
But she only brought good gifts for the good children.
That's right.
But if you were bad, she would leave you coal.
That's
apparently.
Again, I fail to see the dilemma here. Coal, you get heat, you get energy, you get fire. I see this as a good thing. I don't know what the problem is. These kids don't know what they got.
Gord was bad on purpose, so he got plenty of coal to warm his ass up in the winter.
I'm cheap.
Yeah.
What do you expect? Look at me.
I mean, if you're a kid, you can always sell that coal to buy heroin. You know.
Exactly.
So yeah.
See, we're on the same page now. Now you guys are getting it.
Frank.
A Yule log is what you leave in the toilet. Well, that's one way of putting it.
That's very, very festive indeed.
Festive log, yeah.
Festivus for the rest of us.
By the way, here you go, Matt. Just for the celebrations today. I don't know if you can read that or not.
Let's have a look. Strange Grange Brewers, Apocalyptic Elf. Yeah.
Apocalyptic it is. Hints of vanilla, hints of candy cane.
Hints of hints.
Hints of hints of hints. But yeah, it's do you guys find the older you get, the less sort of
Yes.
the less you kind of get into the spirit of Christmas?
How do
I think
put
if I
this?
had kids, I would probably do it, to keep them happy.
Yeah.
And the magic is coming from seeing what they get from it rather
Yeah.
than what you get from it.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alex?
It's weird because I've never really had the Christmas spirit.
Mm-hmm.
It was just nothing that really. It's kind of ironic because around Christmas is when I get mostly depressed, more so than any other time of the year.
I was going to say we need to send you for therapy. It sounds
Yeah,
like
dude.
Christmas was traumatic.
Yeah, it is traumatic.
Very
Yeah.
traumatic. But now that I have a daughter, it's a little bit different now because again, the focus, to the point earlier, the focus is more on her than it is on me, right?
Now, do you find yourself being more Christmassy with her?
We're not at that stage yet. She's still too
No.
young to really
To
appreciate
understand.
it, or
Yeah.
she's starting to get there. I mean, she's only 3, right? So
Yeah.
But as time goes on, obviously it will be a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
So, Steve, you went overboard with your decorations at Halloween. So one has to ask then, what's it like at your house for Christmas? Is it also, like £1,000 worth of lights, and a really big electric bill?
The only thing I have out front is like a 12-foot inflatable Grinch.
Of course, it has to be Grinch.
Yes. That's it. I just, I don't know.
So anyone wants to find out where he lives, just fly your drone over looking for the Grinch.
Yeah.
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 Especially if you're from Russia, now you know how to find him.
I have
send your drone over.
It's funny, but I have not seen a similar Grinch to the one I have. I'm kind of shocked. I thought I'd see more of these, but none. I see Grinches. I see inflatable Grinches, but none like this one. I don't know what it is.
What makes yours different?
Nothing. It just
There's
I haven't seen a 12
erection at the end of it too.
12 foot. It's lit up, like it lights up. It's a lit, like it has lights inside it. And he's holding, like he's holding his, in the movie, like the bag, his Christmas bag. Like he's, ready to steal the kids' toys and Christmas gifts, and he's got his Santa hat on, and so on and so on, and he's got his little fingers. But I just I've not seen like a large one like that. They're all small, like smaller inflatable Grinches. I haven't seen like a large one like this.
There's
which
one
is
down
cool.
near where I live. That's
Is there?
a large one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah, Christmas, yeah, it's I don't know.
I think Americans, in some ways, I think they sort of they get into the Christmas thing
Fuck
more
yeah.
than we do in the UK. You know, and
It's
I
the
was surprised.
commercialization of it, right?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
surprised by how much stuff they sell, you know, in the shops, you know, like inflatables, like you were talking about. I went to America near Christmas and I thought, oh my God, look at these inflatable things like you see in the movies. It's so cool. I brought one back in my I brought one back in my luggage, and when I got back to the UK, I think the next year, for some reason, they flooded into the UK, so now everybody's got inflatables outside their houses. But like, I thought, oh yeah, well, I'll be the first person to have one of these inflatable things, and yeah, now it's become quite popular in the UK too. But yeah,
God, they're everywhere now. Everywhere. It's insane, man. You know, with Christmas, obviously, it's Santa Claus, the Grinch. You know, I've seen, you know, from the classic, uh, what is it? Rudolph the reindeer, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, and you know the abominable snowman.
Mm.
You know, and Yukon Gold. What's his name? Yukon Gold. You know, I've seen inflatables for those guys. It's like there's all sorts of them, man, everywhere. Everything's like I even seen an Art the Clown inflatable.
Yeah. Good times. Good times.
You know, and I would love to get an Art the Clown inflatable with a Christmas suit on,
Oh yeah. Yeah. I would love that too. I just
but
can't.
huh?
I just can't. It's that
I
whole I
used
don't
to
have a yard thing.
I used to enjoy building and programming light shows, but I haven't bothered for a few. Yeah, I mean, I know there's a few places around here that really go nuts, and they coordinate their light shows with local radio
Yeah.
stations, right? They'll have this like total light fucking festival on in their front yard, and it's coordinated with the music that they're playing on this radio station. It's actually really neat
Yep.
how they're able to do that. But man,
There's a
that's a
couple of
lot of
places. There used to be a couple of houses here where I live that used to do that.
yeah.
Yeah. They don't do it anymore, but they used to.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
It is. It's an extra lot of work, especially the amount of lights that this one house, this one family used to do. And it used to be the guy who owned it and his brother that used to do it all the time. It was became like their tradition. But
Mhm.
the one brother passed away, so the other brother just said, "Fuck it, not doing it anymore."
Mhm.
Well, and that's another thing. I mean, you I know me with Halloween, it's you know, doing things up like crazy like, and Alex is the same way.
Oh, we're keeping you
Sorry.
awake, are we?
Yeah,
Yeah, apparently we are.
sorry, but Alex the same with decorating for Halloween. But I mean, you sit there and go, that's fine and dandy, but who's going to take over? you know, who's going to take this over, man?
You guys want to see the video of this year's walkthrough
Yeah, go ahead.
for Halloween? Hang on,
Yeah, go ahead.
let me get it ready.
This is a great Christmas tale.
Yeah,
Maybe we should do Halloween twice, one at Halloween and one at Christmas.
Yeah, the
agreed.
Griswolds Christmas lights. Yeah, that's classic.
All right. See if get the audio. I don't think there's any audio. What the hell's the audio?
No audio.
I know. Not letting
Very
me play the
impressive,
audio.
though.
Oh, here, hang on. Let me start
At
it
the
again.
top, right at the top. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Nope. Nothing. No audio.
Did you click the little share audio thing when you shared your screen?
You still not hearing it?
No.
No.
Hang on.
You have to start sharing again if you want to check that option.
Okay, let me do it again. Hold on.
And sharing audios only seems to work, or it used to. It might have fixed it now, but it only worked in Chrome for a while. Couldn't use it in Firefox.
That's what I'm using. I'm using Firefox.
Sometimes it doesn't give you the option to share audio. It might do now. Let me have a look. Actually, I'll check mine and see if it does. Oh no,
Yeah,
of course I'm in Chrome for that
Yeah,
reason.
me
I'm in
too.
Chrome.
Website
Yeah.
notifications while sharing.
Yeah, I had so many problems with Firefox in terms of sharing.
Anyway, whatever. Just watch the video.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there's
Put it-
audio.
Put it on full screen.
That one's cool.
Mm-hmm.
This is outside your house, Alex?
It's my old neighbor's house.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, yeah. Catchy. My wire, I think, is going on me.
They look great.
No, I know they weren't tight for it.
See, I wish I had that amount of time. Like, hold on.
I think it's a testimony to the fact that Americans just have bigger houses that all have basements and garages connected to them where you can actually store all this stuff when you finish with it, because that's something we don't have in the UK. It's like we live in these poxy little houses and you just couldn't store all this stuff.
He keeps all this stuff in his garage. Like, I mean, there's no other place to put it, right? Like, he's got a lot. Like, it's not a loft on the garage, but I mean, where the beams are, obviously, he's made it so that you could stick it up there and put it out of the way. But yeah, there's so much stuff, and this has been built up over the years, obviously, right? Because I mean, when we first started doing this, it was over 20 years ago. When we first started doing this, we had literally nothing. And every year we would add stuff to it. He'd buy something or I'd buy something. There was one year where a neighbor of ours who used to kind of do the same thing, she decided to move and didn't want to do this anymore. So she gave us all her props. You know, it was just one of those things. Right? But yeah, it was pretty cool.
I'm trying to find my walkthrough. Mine is not obviously as extensive as yours. Here it is. Here.
Do you guys observe like what we call Boxing Day? Do you do that?
Yep. We have Boxing Day, yeah.
Yeah. Because it's supposed to be a sort of day when people would put presents out for the poor people, isn't it? Like boxing, you know.
Initially, that's what it is. Now, well, over the last while, it's like just like a
Get together
day when people discount shit, like stores discount shit. Like
another reason to buy stuff.
Yeah, another reason why fucking the States it's Black Friday. And then Cyber Monday, and then you got Boxing Day, and you got this, and then you got Boxing Day week, and then one day turns into a week. It's like, holy fuck, man.
Here's all the stuff we couldn't sell you at full price on the run up to Christmas, but now we've got to get rid of it. So that's create a tradition.
Here's mine. Not quite as extensive as, excuse me, as Alex's.
There's me right there.
Yeah.
Mm.
On New Year's Eve, you got to have an actual person in that cemetery that can just pop up and scare the shit out of people.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah. The fun of decorating for Halloween. Yeah. Well, how do you do it for Christmas though? I mean, do you get Krampus? Do you get like
And you could have reindeer, couldn't you? Reindeer with flashy lights and
yeah,
Father Christmas and the elves. I suppose you could kind of do that type of thing.
have like some dude dressed up as Santa Claus and give me the kitties, give me the kitties.
Put your warm buttocks on my knees.
What just happened here?
Oh my god!
Why is Santa Claus's sack so big?
What?
Why is Santa Claus's sack so big? Because he only comes once a year.
Oh my god!
Oh dear. Yeah.
Is that the joke of the day? Right?
It is the joke of the day. Yeah.
Wow.
I got some other nasty ones, but I won't go.
Oh yeah. There's Michael and Jason Christmas deliveries. Yeah.
I think the church kind of appropriated, or people appropriated. They said the birth of Jesus is like that time of the year. Apparently, it wasn't.
No, it was in January, apparently.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of sun worship, which is where a lot of the religions have taken their kind of stuff from. So it was the 4 seasons, and kind of like the death of the sun at that time of the year and the rebirth of the sun. So it's kind of like, and then you say, oh, the birth of the sun. Oh, right. So the sun is reborn. And then you've got your Christian traditions of like, oh yeah, similar sort of thing. But yeah.
Well, they that seems to be like a running theme with a lot of religions, all right. I mean, they all seem to have their their Jesus-like figure and the story, backstory, and so on and so on with every different religion. And but you look at other religions and you look at their big days. Like, I mean, what is it, India with Ramadan, and is it Ramadan, right?
That's that's Muslim. Yeah.
The Muslim, sorry, Ramadan. What's Diwali? Sorry, Diwali. Diwali is Indian, and
that just happened actually not too long ago.
Yeah. Well, that happens fucking on fucking Halloween. What
I know.
the hell?
Happened on Halloween, yeah.
You can't have that. I'm sorry. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, if Jesus was born in this day and age, he'd probably be a Marvel character, wouldn't he, with his own action figure?
More or less, yeah.
Yeah.
More or less.
What's your superpower? I can turn water into wine.
Water into wine, yeah. Son
If you fuck with me, I'll cure your leprosy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Son of the cross is divided by 4 as a yeah, true. Absolutely. Son on the cross is the sun divided by 4 as in the seasons. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Interesting how some people will bring that those details into the light where most are completely oblivious to.
Well, that's a bit of a stretch. 'Cause
Well,
that was no, but that's the Romans that crucified. They crucified everybody at that time, not just Jesus.
goddamn Italians.
Yeah. You think just when you think it's whatever. But yeah,
They do
anyway, you
Black
can,
Friday discount crucifixions.
yeah.
Just
They're handing out 2-for-1s that night.
Wait a sec. Only available at the dollar store.
Yeah.
Gord, you look like you're thinking.
It's either
Well,
he's thinking or he's ready to fall
it's
asleep.
something I've never really thought about until you brought it up today. Like a lot of these myths that go hand in hand with Christmas kind of are paranormal.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
kind of baffled. I didn't really think about that until today when you mentioned it.
absolutely. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, when you're a kid, you're watching a lot of these shows, and when things that you're brought up to believe in, whatever religion your parents might have been, if they were religious at all, they have that sort of that sort of paranormal sort of aspect to them, because I mean, the spirits, the Holy Ghosts, and so on and so on. I mean, is that not paranormal?
The whole idea of a deity is paranormal.
Yeah.
Period. You're asked to believe in an all omniscient, omnipresent, whatever the fuck you want to call it, in a being that you can't feel, taste, touch, hear, or smell, but yet you're putting it on faith that it exists. That's paranormal. I'm sorry.
Yep.
That's
Why are you
supernatural.
sorry? Why are you sorry?
I'm not really. It's just a turn of phrase.
Not really. Other kids.
Yeah.
You will be sorry when you burn in hell, Mr.
That's
Rundini. You will be.
Hey, I'm already there, buddy. I'll save a seat for you, bud.
I'm
I
waiting.
think maybe we all are.
I'm
Maybe
wait-
it is
yeah.
the matrix we live in.
Yeah.
There's a reason why I'm drinking the apocalyptic alpha. But no, it's yeah, everything about it is paranormal, and
Yeah. The whole concept of religion is paranormal.
there was things that actually frightened me about religions, and I don't know what it was, like the thought of Jesus.
Was it the friendly priest?
No, just that I always felt that religious aspects were dark. To me, they always seem so dark and dreadful, and nothing about them seemed, where they try to tell you, well, no, it's a safe sort of haven. It's a safe, your safe area. If you believe in the Lord and all that stuff, everything will be okay. But to me, that seemed to be a controlling mechanism. And to me that seemed fearful. Like I feared that. I'm like, no, I like to be in control. I don't want somebody else to be in control of me. I don't want to be a part of something that is trying to control me and my thoughts and the direction of my life and so on and so on. Um, and of course, most people who get drawn into this are people who don't really have a choice. Maybe they're homeless, they have a drug problem or whatever, and this sort of organization or religion will help them clean up, and they seem indebted to. And to me, that just seems like such a dark area, even darker than being in an area that they possibly were beforehand. I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know. Does that make sense at all?
The religion being dark, yes.
I'm
If you
confused.
read any of the,
I'm confused officially.
I
For the
knew
record.
I knew Matt would be confused.
but there are a lot of dark stories in the Bible, and I can only speak to the Bible. I haven't even read that, to be honest with you, but that's the only thing I'm familiar with. But there's a lot of
Heretic.
dark, yeah,
Mm.
exactly. There's a lot of dark stories there, and a lot of it, you're right. A lot of it is, and it's this is opinion based, but a lot of it is to call the herd, so to keep everybody in line. And if you don't, you're like, okay, it's an excuse to get rid of this fucking idiot.
But I mean, we've had people who are fanatical, religiously fanatical, pop into this show and
Yeah.
start preaching shit.
Mhm.
And to me, that is scary. That somebody is so devoted to the point where they will try to like possess you into believing what they're preaching.
Yeah. But that goes the same even with the paranormal. You
Well,
got people
absolutely,
who
that's what I
just
mean.
so believe something so ardently, and it's like, and there's nothing that you could tell them to sway them even an inch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the unfortunate part. That's what happens when you're talking about belief, regardless of whether it's religious or paranormal. It's all belief. You either believe it or you don't.
I mean,
Right?
to you guys, what? And this is just a simple question, obviously. What religion do you think seems to speak the uh, the the most truth?
None of them.
If any of them, if any of them at all, which one do you think speaks the most truth?
None of them.
I think I like the Indian kind of mysticism where they believe in, reincarnation and coming back. That
Not the
sort of
Hindus.
rings true to me. Hindu stuff, yeah,
Hindu, yeah.
yeah, because you have evidence from people that have, come back with memories of other lives which have checked out. That to me is a kind of form of proof, whereas a lot of the stuff in the Bible is, a mishmash of kind of, old stories and folklore and things like that, which have been put down. I don't believe things I read in books. I believe things that I experience. So that would be people who have actual kind of stories, of experience, tales of things that have happened to them. That would be better proof than just something written in a book.
Yep.
And I only believe in things that I've experienced. So I believe in the afterlife because I've experienced sessions with mediums and things like that. So I believe in UFOs because I've had an experience, more than one, so I believe in that. But I don't tend to believe in things that I haven't experienced. So, any religions which go along to kind of giving some sort of proof, whereas I think a lot of them are kind of, they talk the talk, but do they walk the walk?
Stephen mentions Buddhism, but I kind of one thing that intrigues me the most, I think, is the Tibetan Book of the Dead. it just something about it, that this book is to aid people, even in the afterlife, even after they had died. This book is supposed to aid them in guiding them as to where they're supposed to go, and kind of prep them to understand that, when you die, you have to shed your physical sort of your physical sort of aspects, whatever physicality, get rid of it, just drop it. If you can't seem to like drop that physicality of your being, what happens is you are reincarnated again. But if you're able to prepare yourself to the point where it's like, I don't need that physical sort of aspect of life, then you move on to the ultimate, what is it, the enlightened, the actual, what's the word, I can't even think of the word in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, that basically explains that, you literally, the ultimate form of enlightenment, more or less. I think it's called, but I can't think of the actual terminology they use in the Tibetan book. But it means the ultimate,
Bardo Thodol.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The ultimate, yeah, phase of life, if you will, enlightenment. So you are a part of the ultimate, where you don't need to be reincarnated anymore, because man, or humans, if you will, are so, they cling on to the physical, the tangible sort of aspects of life, the material aspects of life, and they, even after, after death, they're like, well, I can't lose this, I want that back. It's like, no, you don't need that sort of, what good's money going to do you here?
You know what the problem? Part of the biggest problem I find, at least for myself, I can't speak to anyone else.
Yeah.
Let's go with the assumption that reincarnation is a fact, not a possibility, but a fact, a known, established fact.
Yeah.
If we, and what you're saying about the Book of the Dead, we as people have a hard time letting go of the physical, for lack of a better term, like money, love, interest, whatever the case may be. Part of that reason is because we don't know what the fuck to expect after we die. If we knew that there is, as Frank Triggs put it in the chat, nirvana, why the fuck would we hold on to this shit? Right? So what's the purpose of that? What's the purpose of reincarnating and learning a lesson when you don't know what the fuck's going to happen after?
Well, I think the whole point is, again, when you well, it depends on what you look at, but again, kind of going back to the Tibetan Book of the Dead, being reincarnated is only if you don't want it to leave behind the physical aspects of life.
Yeah, no, I've read a little bit about it. Yeah, I know, but it's just it puzzles me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about this on a non as non-subjective as possible. If you knew that once you die you were going to heaven, let's use heaven as an example here, or if you did, like, if you but in order to do that you have to let go of everything.
Yeah,
like literally let go of everything.
Literally, that's what it is. Literally.
Why wouldn't you? And if you didn't let go, you'd be reincarnated. Why would you go through that torture of being alive here?
I think the problem is people are afraid. Again, they are afraid
Because
of
they
the
don't know
unknown.
what's going to happen.
Exactly, they're
That's my
afraid.
point.
That's what I mean when people are in a place of death.
Mhm.
It's imminent. I mean, we're all going to die, but I mean, there are people who are like at that situation and going, I only have like, 2 3 months or 2 3 weeks, whatever, left to live, you know, and they're frightened because, I mean, let's face it. I mean, again, it's a physical sort of aspect of humanity, that we feel that, we're alone. We're alone. We're each one of us are alone in our journey into whatever, sort of path that takes, but we are alone. I mean, I die alone. It's like anybody else, they die alone, no matter what. You might have the best support system in the world. You still die alone. I mean, you are an individual. You're not, everyone around you aren't going to die unless it's some
Unless you're
catastrophe or
drinking the
whatever.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah, drinking the Kool-Aid or whatever. But I mean, for the most part, it's you.
It's
The
your life. It's your
individual.
journey. Yes.
Yeah, it's your journey, right? So it's up to you if you want to like drop that sort of physicality.
Well, no, and I completely understand that part. The
Yeah.
point I'm trying to make is that if we knew what we are expecting, or what's to be expected after we die, like if we knew there was a heaven, but the caveat is, in order to get there, you have to let go of everything physical. I don't think many people would have a problem letting go of the physical. The fact
Well,
that
if
we
they
don't know,
knew.
right? Exactly, my point.
And that's what this is where the Tibetan Book of the Dead prepares you for. It prepares you to.
But there would be no need to be prepared if you knew.
That's what I mean. This book was apparently to help you prepare for that, to understand that. So when the time came when you did die, you would go essentially to the total enlightenment.
Yeah.
Right? Where most people are afraid to shed the physical sort of being. And that resulting in reincarnation. So you go back until you get to the point where you're like, okay, in total enlightenment. It's like
the only reason why I have a problem with this, Stephen, I'm not suggesting that it's not true. I don't know. But
I don't know. Nobody knows it. Nobody knows.
The reason
it's
why I have a
true,
problem with that is that you're supposed to come back in this life to learn something.
Yeah.
To help you move forward. How the fuck are you supposed to learn something when you don't know what happened? You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You may have unconscious better instincts the next time round, but they're unconscious.
Yeah, but then even if it's unconscious, do you really know what you're supposed to learn?
Well, it may be instinctively you would behave differently, or you're trying to sort of wrestle with, good versus evil, and the way. Do I take the left path or the right path?
Kill everyone and let God decide. That's my
I fucking leave it to Alex to the last fucking minute here.
Captain Sensible.
Yeah.
I really like that quote from the movie Jacob's Ladder, where
classic movie.
He's seeing all these demons all the time, and he's wondering what's going on. And there's this guy kind of called Louis, and he says, the only thing that burns in hell is the part of you that won't let go of life, your memories, your attachments. They burn them all away, but they're not punishing you. They're not punishing you. They're freeing your soul.
Yeah.
So the way he sees it is, if you're frightened of dying and you're holding on, all you see is devils tearing away at your life. But if you've made your peace, then those devils are really angels freeing you from the earth. And it's just a matter of how you look at it. That's all.
And that's the key, the attachments. If you're not willing to let go of those attachments, you're constantly going to be reincarnated according to But hey, I mean, Is that the truth? We don't know. I mean, but this is something. Again, when you study the Tibetan Book of the Dead, it is supposed to be a guide even after death. After death, it is supposed to prepare you to, say, hey, look it. You're now in a situation where you need to lose all attachment to the physical world, to your physical being, and you need to allow your spirit to move on to higher enlightenment, to full enlightenment. And if, 9 out of 10 times, our thoughts are, no matter what, they pass, translate, transfer, whatever. We're afraid. It's the physical aspect of our being, our plane of existence won't allow us many times to lose that. And we have to learn mentally that, look at, we're living in a physical world now that is going to end. And when it ends, leave it there. Leave it at that exit. Leave it there. Don't bring it with you. Right? Move on to the next realm of existence.
I heard a nice little theory the other day that we're all here to experience things, not for ourselves,
Yeah.
and not necessarily for our own soul betterment, but we're here to experience things, to pass that information on to, like, a god, as it were.
Mhm.
And so the reason we come back is so that we can continue to do that, to continue to provide new experiences and new possibilities back up, in the same way as we program AI to
Mhm.
kind of learn as much as it can and pass this information on and make it useful. Then maybe we're doing that same information exchange to kind of pass that information on to a higher spirit, which isn't necessarily us. Maybe we personalize our lives in terms of how we experience things and where we're going, but maybe we're just part of the program, looking for new information.
Alex is in angry mode.
Yeah. We need that sort of Ride of the Valkyries music going in the background as well now, don't we?
Okay, so hold on. Now I have a question. So you're all going on about this Book of the Dead. Who the hell wrote it? Who died and then came back and went, oh, by the way, this is the correct 10 steps you're supposed to do?
Mr. Dead wrote it.
Yeah,
Mr.
exactly.
Dead.
This is more just speculation on, eat your fortune cookie and do it this way. No. There is no proper way for you to die.
There is a Tibetan monk, I forget his name. He was the ultimate. He had basically freed his mind of the physical world and literally wrote the Tibetan Book of the Dead through the teachings that he had learned through freeing his mind from the physical realm. And actually, I can't remember
we call that acid trips.
Well, it's not an acid trip, but
like we use it the same as Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley is headed up as one of the most popular demonologists, and he was but every one of his rituals, he was stoned out of his tree on LSD.
Yeah.
So they were just hallucinations.
It's not even just that. He wrote, I forgot the name of the book now off the top of my head, but he wrote one of his book, and he based one of his magical orders based on information he got through some I can't remember what the fuck what happened. Like someone was basically communicating with this spirit, put it that way.
See?
Right?
No.
Well, again.
What do you mean? No.
Just no. These people are going, okay, so when you die, this is what you need to do. How would you know? You didn't die. You're just making it up. You're making a pamphlet.
So basically, his name is Bardo.
Bardo?
No,
Theodo.
Padma Sambhadva, and the original title of the book is the Bardo Thodol.
Sorry, you're right. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Padma Sama Biva, or whatever.
Ichabadawuki.
Yeah.
Got it.
Die sometime, you will.
This is what will happen when I die. And then I'll die and go, damn it, they were right.
Yeah.
He only lived to 60 years old.
Well, he didn't do it very good. Did good job, did he? Why is he not coming back and communicating and going, I was wrong?
Because he's transcended. He's transcended.
That sounds ridiculous.
I agree.
Oh, fuck, I'm alive again? I got to do this again?
But see, no, but you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know you were alive again. This is the caveat. This is what I've been talking about.
So then reincarnation is just a mental illness.
Pretty much.
Mental illness.
Because how would you just said you wouldn't know.
No, you wouldn't.
So then if I, like, when it comes to reincarnation, why is everybody someone famous?
The only way, obviously, the only way you're gonna find out is when your time comes, right?
Yes.
But I mean, when you find yourself in that situation, then you sit there and go, "Oh, I should have listened. Damn it!
It's like the old adage: I'd rather believe and be wrong than not believe and be wrong."
I mean, what? Well, let me ask you, Alex. What are your thoughts about life after death? I mean, what do you think happened?
I honestly don't know. But I mean, if I'm going based on what I'd like to believe,
not what you like to believe, but what you think, what you out of everything that you've read, everything that you've experienced in life, what do you honestly think happens to you at the moment that you die, you pass away?
Well, at the moment of your death, I think you get some kind of a playback of your life, but that's because you hear that so many times.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. And even people who have had near-death experiences and have come back to life have shared that similar experience. I've also heard many times people, like even during surgery, where they float above their body. I don't discount that there's something beyond our physical world.
Yeah.
It's what that is that we don't know. And anybody can say whatever the hell they want, really, because it's their word against mine. It's their word against someone else's. And it's again, it boils down to, just like religion, it boils down to who do you choose to believe. Right. And that's basically what it boils down to. No one really knows the answer because the people who died aren't coming back to tell us.
No.
Right. And if I claim to be speaking to someone who's dead and is telling me this is how the afterlife is, you're going to have someone knocking on my door with a padded jacket and sending me off to some kind of wellness center. You know what I mean? This is the thing. How
I like how you call it a wellness center.
Nutwing.
Yeah.
Wellness center.
But bottom line is that you either choose as an individual to believe someone that's saying this is how it is or not. And that's basically what it boils down to. This kind of stuff, much like religion, much like any sort of spirituality, is heavily based on belief. You either believe it or you don't. It's that simple.
Yep.
Right.
Frank points out there's an Egyptian book of the dead too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Which is far older than the Tibetan one, I believe.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to a wellness center soon. I'm already there. This is why the room's white.
Alex has been there for a while. Yeah. He's live. He's live from the wellness center. Go ahead, man.
Yeah,
sorry.
I was just wondering. I mean, you do hear a lot of people who say they've had these near-death experiences, and they usually have a sensation of kind of going somewhere, being met by relatives, or and having a feeling of overwhelming kind of happiness and connectedness with the universe, and a feeling that there is a God or something like that. They have these kind of sensations where you don't tend to. I don't know. I'd love to know if you could weigh it up. If somebody had kind of found out whether there's just as many experiences of people saying like, "Well, I went to hell and it was horrible, and it was, there were demons. I was being poked, and they kind of. But that's the classic Western sort of, the Roman Catholic way of looking at like heaven and hell. But I think there's a lot more people who've had near-death experiences who come back with feelings of euphoria and positivity than there are negative experiences.
I don't think I've ever read anything that's been negative, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So it kind of that in a way it goes against what you're told by the church, which is kind of like, there's a place which you will suffer, when you die, when most people's experiences that come across are that you actually feel happiness, connectedness, and a lot of people say that they feel like they don't want to come back. They'd rather stay there but they're forced to come back because it's not their time. So it's it gives you a kind of sensation of hopefulness that if you do end up dying, either through a sort of like going to sleep and not waking up, or on an operating table, or through some sort of nasty accident, that there's going to be a positive experience at the end of it, for you. You won't end up in a horrible place.
Well,
maybe if that is only just a trick of the mind, through DMT, kind of masking what you're going through when you are dying, and it's a brief thing, or whether it's an eternal thing, at least it's what's the word, it's reassuring to know that your last moments won't be horrific.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, it's like, if there is nothing beyond this physical world, let's use that as an example. Let's suppose that there's absolutely nothing when we die. Lights out, done, you're done. You won't know any different when you die. You die, you cease to exist. That's it. You're done. Right?
Yeah.
The scary part is, for me, and I can't speak for anybody else, obviously, but the scary part for me is the fact that I don't know what it is that's awaiting us. Whether it is, as you said, with these near-death experiences, something euphoric, or whether it is something hellish, whether it's nothing, whether it's being trapped somewhere and you can't get out of it, because you don't know. That's what scares me more than anything else. Death itself isn't necessarily what's scary. It's what could possibly happen after you die. Right? That's the scary part. Just like going into a cemetery in the middle of the night. Why would you be scared to go into the cemetery in the middle of the night? What's going to be there that's going to hurt you, unless you're talking about coyotes or what have you? Barring that, what's going to actually hurt you in a cemetery? Nothing.
Great. Nothing.
Right? So why would you be scared to go walking in the cemetery at nighttime? I've done it many times.
Yeah.
It's actually very peaceful.
Very peaceful. I mean, I don't understand why people think cemeteries are like evil. I just don't understand it. I just don't.
Well, if you follow the logic, you're probably safer being in somewhere that's wholly sacred, ground than outside the cemetery, because that's where you're going to get had. It's kind of like outside the cemetery.
But I mean, think about it. I mean, honestly, think logically. I mean, if you die, you're sort of spiritual sort of essence is not still with your physical body. It's long gone, and it's probably if it's gonna hang out anywhere, it's probably gonna hang out, where you passed away, or where you most your most favorable spot is. It's not going to be the cemetery, because it's only what's left of your physical sort of aspect.
Not to mention that you don't actually die in a cemetery.
Yeah, you don't die in a cemetery.
You just get interred in the cemetery.
I mean, it's not like, unless you know you've got it planned, you're going to be fucking buried in that cemetery.
Yeah.
Telling
you, man, when I die, if I can come back as a ghost, I'm haunting everybody's ass, man.
Fuck God, get those butt plugs ready now.
I dare you, bring it on.
Gord, I'm looking at you, buddy.
Yeah, baby. Come on. Except in between 4 and 5, that's Willie's time.
Ah, yeah, that's awesome. All right, gentlemen, I gotta get going.
All right, Alex,
when you die, Alex, you're going to go to Ron Disneyland.
Disneyland, yeah.
All right, guys, have a good night.
All right, see
all
you
the best. Cheers.
I gotta get running too, kids. It's been
we're gonna end this. We're gonna end this anyways. Fuck.
They can't wait to get to the afterlife. Look, they're off now.
Running away. Good night, fellas.
Cheers.
Take care, Gord. Dr. Demon Gord.
Yeehaw!
Later. Oh man, I'm telling you, whatever. But we ended things on the radio anyway, so we're good.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm thinking what I would like to do, Matt. You definitely you and Steve Wills. I'd love to have you both on to talk about some UFO stuff coming up in the new season. In probably January. Definitely would love to schedule that. First show back, we're gonna have Michael Esposito is going to be on to be talking about EVPs and more. The guy is phenomenal. Matt, you'd love this guy. He is a musician by trade. He's the son of think of Morse code, but not Morse. Think of the guys who invented Morse code.
Bordeaux.
Is it Bordeaux? No, hold on.
Bordeaux. Yeah.
It might be he's the great grandson of it might be Bardo. I don't know. Hold on. Oh, I can't remember. My God.
Samuel Morse invented but there's a
Oh.
Who was the Bordeaux then?
Okay, here we go. Okay, so Samuel Morse. So Alfred Vail. He's a descendant of Alfred Vail, who invented the Morse code and several early telegraph devices with his partner Samuel Morse. So it was Alfred Vail who was I'm reading it. Yeah, he was he's a descendant of Alfred Vail. Sorry. Let me just I'll get his wiki there. He's been on the show several times. Super there we go.
Yeah, he invented Morse code, but the patent office gave the credit to Samuel Morse.
Yeah. But he's a musician by trade, but his music it's intriguing how he uses EVP. It's just really, really amazing. And the stuff right now, he's currently in Tulum, Mexico.
Right.
Recording he's actually recording audio in Tulum right now, Mexico. Incredible guy, super nice guy. Been on the show. I had a chance to meet him several years ago. The guy is just a wealth of knowledge when it comes to audio. So I'm looking forward to having him back on the show. But that's going to be January 12th when we come back for the new season. Well, not new season, but the second half of this season.
Yeah. I mean, Andrew Proving Demons might be good to get on as well because he does a lot with EVP.
Well, you know what? I'd love to have Andrew on.
Yeah.
I would love to have Andrew on. For crying out loud, I think I've asked a few times to get the guy on, but I've pointed it out to him in his chat too. He's tough.
Mm.
But
he probably just needs his arm twisted a little bit because he's off doing lots of things.
I did not know I did not know he was born in Canada. I did not know that. I asked him that, and he was born in I think he's originally from Ottawa, Ontario.
Well, his father worked for the Hewlett Packard company.
Yeah,
That's why they were over in the States.
Yeah.
And when that work wrapped up, I think they moved back to the UK. Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, I'd love to have Andrew on. I think that'd be really cool to have a chat with him. And of course, having Carl back on. I'd love to have Carl on to have a full interview. And of course, always great having you on, Matt.
Yeah, and Claire's another one. She'd probably, jump at the chance of popping on if I mention it to her.
Claire, we've tried to organize a few times. Things haven't worked out because she's had a few things happening. But yeah. I've been organizing with Claire to try to sort of get something going too. But yeah, I'd love to have Claire on. Claire would be pretty cool.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't do an awful lot with the EVP stuff, other than when I'm out with others. I'm a big believer in the afterlife, but I kind of leave it to others to kind of do the investigations and research into it to kind of convince others. The way I kind of see it is I'm kind of convinced, so I don't, do I need to go convincing everybody else? It becomes a bit evangelical then, doesn't it? But yeah, it's good. Other people are out there doing that.
I mean, I've been baffled. I mean, through my research in the EVP, but like I said, some of the stuff that I've captured has been quite surprising. And I sit there and you can debunk it all you want, but I mean, how? I mean, if you can't explain it, how can you debunk it, right, Matt?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's down to personal experiences. I mean, if you have no experience with it, it's all just stories, and you have to take that next step and kind of go out there looking for things that will convince you. But the only way you're going to be convinced is by being convinced yourself. Other people aren't going to convince you.
No.
You have to convince yourself.
Exactly. And like I said, one of the best people I know out there is Michael Esposito. The research and the experimentation he's done with EVP is just phenomenal. So looking forward to having him back on. Again, that's January 12th. He'll be on. And last time, I believe it was the last time, he joined us live from a cemetery where he was conducting an EVP session live on location, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, good.
Quite a unique individual, a super nice guy, but whatever. Like I said, January 12th for that. And again, Matt, I'd love to organize something with you and Steve and talk about a little bit more about UFOs and shit, because I would love to talk a lot more about that, because we've talked a little bit about it, but honestly, I would love to go dive a little bit deeper into that. So I'd love to have you guys on to chat about that. So until then,
okay,
take care, my friend.
See you soon. Yeah. Okay. All the best. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Catch you later on.
Everyone in chat, thank you for popping in. Take care, everyone. Good night.
All the best. Bye.